Okay, people, so March 9th, I really want to make this deviled tuna deviled something, whatever it is, for Amari. And I think it would be a good, like, spread on maybe a sandwich or crackers or something. But it's mainly keeping Amari in mind, right? So anyway, if you notice, in my Value Village days, I just climbed up into my cupboard up there. So I'm going to go through this stuff. Anyway, look at these. Aren't these just beautiful? Now you want these kind... Whoops, sorry, wandering eye. You want these kind, the old restaurant kind, because they're like made for ovens, right? Like these are good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash these because they've been up in the cupboard for a while, right? And I'm going to use these ones for the tuna that I'm going to make. And then, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with some of that tuna casserole that I made. I'm going to put it in here and do whatever, and then I'm going to freeze them, right? And I'll give a couple to my son, right? And then have a couple for myself. And then you'll see what I'm going to do with the tuna. And I still have a headache, people, so there's my 2 Tylenol, which I'm going to take right now. And then I just pulled down some miscellaneous stuff here. I don't know what this is, but hold on a minute. This is what I really wanted to show you. So when you're out and about shopping in thrift stores and places like that, find these for yourself, because these are the best. Like, serious. Play the gong. Okay. Anyway, I have some apples here that I cooked. You can see that. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those blackberry, blueberry fruit thing that I made yesterday. You're going to see what I'm going to do with some of that. But there's some apples anyway. And then I'm going to put a little bit of maple sugar in there for taste, as well as some of that blueberry stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you in a bit. Here we've got some chilies. This is mustard seed. There's a mortar. Here we've got, I'm going to open up this can first. I don't know if I'm going to make 2. I think I just might make 1 to start. I'm trying something. So I'm going to open up that. And then 2 or 3 cans of tuna. And I'm going to see if I can make kind of like a pate. Right? I'm going to bake it. And then we'll see what we get. Hold on. Okay. I just took this out of the fridge. Do you see this? This is the kind of stuff that you pay for those little containers. What, $3, $4 for 6 of them? Right? Which is equal to half the size of this. So anyway, let me taste this. That is so, so good. So good. Now, and because it's got the orange juice from the pot that I was cooking, it's perfect. Because you got that little kind of lemony, orangey taste to it, but you can still taste the berry, and you don't taste the honey per se. So in this case, you can either give this to Amari as is, right? Or you can hold on a minute. So you see what I did here. There's the apple. There's that. Right?
Oh yeah, come on.
Okay, the apple's just been cooked.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Let's do a video.
This is good for pancakes.
Really?
Or whatever. You could make a jelly roll with it. With like a bread.
Come on.
This is really, really good.
Oh yeah.
Or it can be eaten as is. Here, Leia May, you want to taste this? Tell Nana what you think.
Maybe can you make pancakes today for a little bit? A little make pancakes? No?
You like that? See, people, she likes it.
You know?
That's good, eh?
Can you make pancakes? And can I try that with it?
Later, yep.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, anyway, this might be too much for Amari at one time. So what I'll do, sorry, quiet, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll break this up in half. I still have more apple there, right? Or at least, this is too much for him to digest at one time. Right? So maybe I'll take out like just a quarter. And we'll get a bowl for Leia May, because you can see she really, really likes that. So, what you doing? Yeah, what's this? Huh? Take that out the gone. So as you can see, right? So there's one for Amari and one for Leia May. Hold on. Okay. Now, because I'm making the salmon and the tuna, right? The tuna and the salmon mainly for Amari, right? Obviously other people can eat it too, right? Just experimenting here. Just taking a general recipe and then just kind of modifying it. So even though I'm going to fry these, can you see that? That could still be a problem for Amari. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chopper and I'm going to chop it up real fine. This is celery and this is onion. That's butter. And I'm going to chop this up, put it in there, and start sauteing. Hold on. Okay, so been sauteing that with the butter. I may put a bit of water in here. I put some salt, just pepper. This is one chili, just one, right? Grind it up in there. And this is a tablespoon of mustard, whole mustard, that I grinded it up. So I'm going to put that in there. Okay. And then I'm going to add a bit of water. That chili is on my hands. And I'm touching my eyes. Now it's in my throat. And my skin is burning by my eyes. So you can see what I've done here. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on that. And then I'm going to continue to saute it. Make it everything soft. Sorry. Right, hold on. Okay, so do you see? I added some water, and now I'm going to actually add a little more. We want to soften this up, right? So now I'm going to just stew this down on low, so everything can incorporate. Because this is what I'm going to be mixing in with the salmon and the tuna. Alright, so we'll just let that cook for a little while now. Hold on. Okay. So, Amari liked the apples with the berries. A lot. So, I'm taking half of this now, people. I tasted it. You can taste the mustard seed in it. So, that's okay. I like mustard seed. And you can taste the celery. You can definitely taste the butter. So, I'm putting it in with 3 cans of tuna that I, what do you call it? That I, took out the liquid so far, right? The liquid's in there if I need it. I've got 3 eggs. I'm just going to do 3 eggs, okay? With 3 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm just going to blend this up just a little bit, right? And then I'm going to put that in there. Right, just a little bit. Okay, this is just the tuna first, right? Then we're going to do 1 jar of salmon just to see what we get. Or maybe 2. Because I'm going to end up freezing these after the fact for convenient purposes. Here's some crackers. You can see it was about a half a pack. So I'm just going to put that in there. Right? And then we're going to mix this up like this. And then if I need to, I will use a little bit of this, what is it called? I want to kind of stick my hands in here because some of these tuna pieces are quite large. Right, but that's okay. Probably better to, because I want to make it soft, right? I'm going to use my hand so I can break up the tuna. Okay, because the point of this is to make it soft. Right, and then because of the egg, it should slice pretty good. Right, so I'm just taking it and breaking it up. Right, that's what I'm doing. I don't, oh yes, and I wanted to put a little bit of horseradish in there. And what that is, you see the horseradish? This is dried, right? This horseradish is dried. So what you do is you take a little, one of those things, and you grind it. Right? And it's so good. So I'm going to put, yeah, see. So you might want to stick your hands in there and just kind of break it up. Because it was 3 different kinds of tuna. I didn't pay attention to what kind tuna. Right? I just opened up the cans. Right, so you break that up. And then we want, oh, I don't know. I'm just going to put in about a teaspoon of fresh dried horseradish. I could probably use a bit more, but 1 is fine. Just so this looks like I'm going to get, I don't know, maybe 3 of these things here. So hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay, so we're moving fast here. So 3 of those, you can see, from 3 cans of tuna, right, ready for the oven. All I used was butter, you know, right, to line it. With the salmon, I think I'm going to try this, maybe. Either or, because I got right here. So I decided to do two jars, and I'm telling you, it smells so good, people. This one's from 2014, and this one's from 2019. So I'm using the juice too, because the juice is from the salmon itself, right? So hold on. Okay, so mashed it with my hand. I sprinkled one of those full of just flour, right? Put the rest of the onion and the celery and the butter in there. And then I took some old basil, just a pinch, did that. Here's a cup of just homemade breadcrumbs. So I'm going to put that in there. I took a half a lemon, right, and I squeezed it. All right. And here we've got 2 eggs, lightly beaten. You can see. And now I'm going to stir that up. And I'm going to put them in that. Hold on. Oh yeah. And then, do you see? I'm going to take some of this. Just because it's salmon. And it's always nice. You could even put brown sugar. So, I'm going to put, let me taste it. Very good. I'm going to put 2. And I might even put 1 brown sugar in it, but I think that will be enough for now, and then we'll taste it after it's done. So hold on. Okay, so this is what I got out of it, you can see. Now we're going to put them in the oven at 400 for 15 minutes. They say 10 minutes for these and 30 minutes for this, but I'm kind of like making my own stuff. When I did this, maybe one more egg. I don't know. I did 2, so we'll see. So we're going to stick them in the oven first and see what happens. So at least 15 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes. I'll let you know. Hold on. Okay, so I've got them in the oven. I baked 15 minutes. I'm going to bake them for another 15 minutes, and then they're coming out. This is the leftover from yesterday. You've seen I had 2 trays. Obviously, my son took a fair amount so he could take some for work, whatnot, whatever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in a bowl, and then I'm going to do 1 can of peas, maybe 2. I'm going to put in some coconut milk instead of milk this time. I'm going to pour in the rest of that tuna juice in there. Plus, I'm going to shred some cheese. So hold on a minute. Okay, so 1.5 cans of peas. I saved some out for Amari with what I'm baking in the oven. You can have that with what I'm baking in the oven. This is the juice from the tuna that I got in the oven, which will be coming out in 7 seconds. Here is the right. That is the coconut, and then some cheese, and then I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to mix it all around, and then I'm going to put them in those baking dishes you're going to see. So hold on. Okay, so mixed everything up. You've seen what I put in there, and then put them in these, right? And then just add a little extra cheese on top. Oh, and these things, oh my God, they smell so good, people. So good. Hold on. So basically, what's happening with these things here, and it's tasty, trust me. Very tasty. My disposition is a little better today. I'm rushing though, so when you're rushing, you don't have too much time to be having panic attacks. You're rushing. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just going to wrap these up, and then I'm going to freeze them as is, right in these containers. I don't think they're going to crack. They're pretty heavy, right? I mean, mind you, they're restaurant stuff, right? So when you're ready to use it, you see? When you're ready to use it, just don't put it in straight from the freezer straight to the oven, because then for sure it will crack. Take it out, let it unthaw for a while, right? Either put it in the fridge and let it unthaw completely in the fridge until you're ready to use it, or bring it out on the counter and leave it out on the counter for a few hours, a couple, 2-3 hours, just so it can, so you don't crack it. And then I'm going to show you, right, what I'm doing here. This is the whole point of this exercise. So one of these, in terms of this, is enough for Amari. I mean, yeah, it's enough for Andre, Amari. Not so much Amari, because you can only feed him so much pasta, right? But between Andre and me, one of these is good enough where my son can eat a whole one by himself. Right? So, here we'll use for something else. And then those little patties, after I get these guys in the oven, those little tuna patty things or whatever I made there, and salmon, after they cool, I'm going to be freezing them. Right? And then this way, you know, it's easier, right? Like these things that I make for Amari really do work for him. And the stuff that I'm using, basically, in terms of anything that I've been cooking with, has been food storage. All coming from food storage. Even the cheese has been sitting in my fridge for 3 months. Downstairs, an Auntie Sinead fridge. So when you're ready to bake, you can take this off and add more cheese on it, right? Okay. You'll see. Now I'm going to go put these in the freezer Right, and I still have enough for 2 more. Right, but here's 5. You can see. Do you see? Look how nice that is. Look at that. That's nice. And look at those. Okay, so now we're at the end of the video here. So this I'm going to bake later. I'm going to actually put a little more extra cheese in after it's like baked. And in this case, you know, you can add a little bit of water, right? Or milk or cream. Maybe cream, right? When it starts baking, just, I have cream, so I'm going to make it a little more creamy. So I'm going to put a little more cream in there when I'm baking it, because this doesn't need to cook, people. It just needs to warm up, and the cheese just needs to melt, right? I'm going to show you what I have in my freezer. So this is for supper later that I'll share with Andre. And Amari will get some noodle. But this is more designed for Amari. And this is exactly what I wanted. Right? It's soft. It's easy to mash up. Look at that. Came out of those little things very, very good. Pretty impressed. It smells good. It tastes good. And then, do you see how easy this breaks up? I mean, obviously, but not even good. Look at that. So he's get his breads. And get this one's, I don't know. This one's salmon. This one's a, oops, wandering eye. This is a salmon. Oh. So for Amari, this is perfect. Now, what I could do, this is exactly what I wanted. That right there will be his next meal. You've seen that he had the apples with the berries. Now I'm going to give him this with, you know, a third of these peas mashed up. So between the two of them. So what I'm going to do, some of them can be wrapped up. Right now they're just cooling, right? Wrapped up individually. But I think for in the case of Amari, I might just go like this and wrap them individually and then put them in a Ziploc bag so that when I want to, because again, you know, you're not going to spend 45 minutes making this just for Amari, fresh each and every time. Where if you make it like the way I did it and then individually freeze it, whether you freeze it like that and then you can have it with your meal, or if you're in a rush, you know, something like this could be 2 separate meals in one day for Amari with an easy digestible. Like you could even put this with a pear, mashed pear, like I have canned pears. So one meal could be this mashed up like that with pears and yogurt, where the other one could be mashed up with peas and extra butter or sour cream, because this is really tasty. Huh? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. This one's salmon.
That one's salmon?
Mm-hmm.
I thought one was tuna. One was...
Yeah. There's 3 tuna and 3 salmon. It's so good.
Which one was the one I ate?
Salmon. My canned salmon. The salmon that I can. One jar was from 2014, and the other one, let her try it. And the other one was from 2019.
Look at.
I wouldn't use it on a cracker, but you could have it with salad, with French dressing.
Yeah.
That would be good. Right? Alright, people, it's the end of this video. Now, oh yeah, I'm going to show you what's in my freezer. Hold on. All that because of oranges. So there's the oranges, which, like I said,
Did you make this pasta?
last night. Right? Those are the oranges that you grind up. And in my case, I mix them with either fresh strawberries or grind them up and mix them up with, you know, grinded up pineapple, make a slushy, whatever. There's the berries, right? You can see how many. I've got 9 of those, right? And how many of these? 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 of those. And then, of course, we've got these little ones that are still, you know, we use, right? I'm telling you, it works, people. It really, really does work. And then, of course, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 to cook later, right? If I put these things downstairs, it doesn't matter what fridge I put it in, people. I could put it in Auntie Shemay's fridge. I get raided. All those like turkey pot pies and hamburger pot pies, Marquette pretty much ate them all. Right? And all those TV dinners, pretty much ate them all. That's okay though. So, do you see? And of course, once these fully cool, I'll put 3 of them whole, and then I'm going to cut into this size, and I'll wrap them with saran wrap separate, and then I'll put them in a bag so that I can take out once or twice a week, right? Just for convenient purposes as I go about, right? Because again, you know, Amari's food has to be, you know, designed for him, and this is perfect.